Hello everyone and welcome back to my Star Citizen channel. CIG just dropped a new Inside Star Citizen and this one is worth your full attention. It is the official Alpha 4.7 patch report and it covers a lot of ground. New locations, new systems, ship balance changes and a content roadmap stretching all the way to May 2026. Let's go through it together. 4 headline topics were covered in the video. First, breaker stations, a brand new instance location type built inside asteroids, formerly known as Rockcracker. Second, crafting. The first iteration goes live with 4.7, starting with FPS item customization. Third, the inventory, a long-awaited UI overhaul is finally making it into the game. And fourth, ship balance. Shields, armor, radar and missiles are all getting significant changes. The first major topic in the video is breaker stations, what CIG had been calling Rockcracker stations during development. These are derelict stations fused into asteroids in the Nix system. The gameplay loop is enter, fight through enemies, restore operational control and extract minerals from inside the rock. 2 variants are shown in the video. The exclusive variant is protected and group friendly, designed for players who want the clean PvE experience without outside interference. The contested variant is open PvP, multiple groups, same space at the same time. CIG also mentions that the separate set of Rockless breaker stations designed for sandbox missions will unlock a few weeks after the main release. The video dedicates a section to what CIG calls long-fabled inventory improvements. The overhaul brings item stacking, visible item quality ratings per item, and a fully redesigned interface. CIG explicitly frames this as a foundation for future features and not just a visual refresh. Crafting gets its first iteration with 4.7. The video focuses on FPS item customization, handle attachments and performance tuning for weapons. CIG positions this as the entry point into a full player-driven supply chain, naming miners, salvagers, refiners, haulers and combat specialists as part of the ecosystem. A dedicated crafting guide will drop alongside the patch. A significant portion of the video is dedicated to ship balance, framed around the push toward tactical strike groups this spring. The key changes presented: shields, overall health values and energy weapon effectiveness have been adjusted, armor, minimum damage thresholds are now in place, smaller projectiles are harder to penetrate and a weapon type progression system has been introduced. Radar and detection, equipment type and assigned power now directly affect aim pip accuracy and ESP range. Missiles, external explosion radius are more focused. Internal components cannot take damage unless a breach point already exists. Doors, ramps and lifts, a durability pass has been applied across ship entry points. CIG says this is a direct preparation for new gameplay targeting these areas. The video also includes an explicit note: balance values were still fluctuating heavily during PTU testing and will continue to be adjusted even after the patch goes live. The video does not stop at the 4.7 launch. CIG lays out a clear content schedule for the weeks that follow. Alpha 4.7.1, roughly 2 weeks after 4.7, brings the redesigned MISC Hull B and a new UTV ground vehicle. Alpha 4.7.2, 2 weeks after that, expands Nix with career missions, bombing runs, and destroy item contracts tied to the Rockless breaker stations. Alpha 4.8 is targeted for May 2026. The video closes with a brief tease, what CIG describes as the new star for spaceflight. No name, no details. Jared calls the team jerks for only showing a few seconds of it. Full reveal is apparently coming next week. The community response to the video has been largely positive and anticipatory. The MISC Hull B redesign is generating significant enthusiasm, particularly among longtime bakers who have been waiting years for progress on that ship. The inventory and crafting coverage is being received as the most meaningful quality of life section of the video. Breaker stations are drawing praise for their visual design and for representing tangible, playable content rather than a purely technical update. Viewers have specifically highlighted the dungeon-like atmosphere. Jared's presentation style is getting its own share of attention. His NPC introduction and the jerk's comment at the end have been widely picked up and celebrated in the comments. On the critical side, the ship balance section is generating the most discussion. Viewers are analyzing the armor and time to kill changes carefully, and CIG's own acknowledgement of ongoing post-launch tuning has kept that conversation active. That is everything covered in the Inside Star Citizen Alpha 4.7 patch report. CIG is showing a clear roadmap and a lot of moving parts, but whether it all lands the way it looks on paper is another question. Alright, personal take time. Overall, I think 4.7 is a genuinely well put together patch. There is a real long-term motivation here, real reasons to keep playing. But if I had to pick one thing that stands out above everything else, it is crafting. Crafting is for me the biggest deal in this entire patch, and here is why. I am personally someone who loves collecting things, always have been. And when I think about all the blueprints that are going to exist in this game, I already know I am going to want all of them. That collector instinct alone is enough to keep me logging in, and I think a lot of you watching this are probably the same way. Now add to that the fact that some of those crafting receipts might involve rare armors, expensive armors, maybe even pieces that were previously only available through the subscriber store, now potentially craftable in-game. That changes things. That makes crafting matter in a way that goes beyond just making bullets or components. And yes, this is only the first iteration, but that is exactly what makes it exciting. It is a first step, and it is already a meaningful one. I am genuinely glad that CIG finally pulled the trigger on this. There is also something interesting happening with mining as a result. Mining suddenly feels different, because now quality matters. The materials you pull out have downstream value in the crafting system, and that simple change makes going out in your mining ship feel worth it again. I love when the new system breathes life into older ones like that. And look, I do not want to get ahead of myself, but if crafting keeps growing, if we start seeing larger crafting machines or crafting fabricators, more complex recipes, deeper supply chains, well, you can see where this is heading. I'm not going to say base building is right around the corner, but is this the first real step into that direction? I think it might be. Let's see what the next few weeks and months brings. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. It genuinely helps the channel more than most people realize, and if you want to stay up to date on everything Star Citizen, make sure you are subscribed and have the bell turned on, so you do not miss the next one. Got a different take on 4.7? Think crafting is overhyped, or do you agree it is a game changer? Let me know down in the comments, I read all of them. As always, fly safe out there, and I will see you in the next one.